Chris, 15 games of football to play, 45 points still available, and you spoke on Saturday after the Accrington game that at some point the players have got to start enjoying what they do again, and what better way to start than Burton Albion tomorrow night?
Definitely. I think, you know, we all want to smile and come to work and enjoy ourselves. I know the pressure's on, I understand that, but I don't think the players will play well if they're under pressure and they're tense all the time, and the fans are tense. The fans want to see some action and players wanting the ball, and maybe it's got on top of them a bit in the last couple of games, and I don't want that. I want them to try and play and be on the front foot, and as I say, enjoy the football.
As a manager, I mean, you sort of go from tactician to psychologist, I imagine, at some times. But how do you approach that situation? What do you say to the players to perhaps relax them?
Well, just to say exactly what we've just said. I said that this morning as well. I said, you know, it's a great job. People, you know, pressures having no job and 3 children to provide for, or you're on the streets, or, you know, you're ill. That's pressure. Here, it's footballers being paid well, and that they should be showing how good they are. They shouldn't be worried about what could happen, because so what if it does happen? Then you go back up. What's the worst that can happen? That's how I look at it. And I wasn't happy after the game that there was enough people that had just gone out there and done what they wanted to do, rather than let the game pass them by because of fear.
Obviously, Burton riding quite high in the league.
Yeah.
You went to see them on Friday. They lost at Bristol Rovers, and obviously you've worked on what we can do to beat Burton Albion. But what is the strategy?
Well, they have got some good players, but they're obviously beatable because Bristol Rovers beat them. And the strategy for us is to be on the front foot, be positive, give the crowd something to cheer. You know, not a few things go wrong and then suddenly, oh God, not the same old today. It can't happen. It can't happen. Whatever happens at home now, the lads have got to be on the front foot, and they've got to not leave it to their teammate to do something with the ball. They've got to not pass the buck. They've got to do it themselves. That's something that I've touched on today. You know, it's about you, not about your teammates. It's about yourself and your individual performance. The effort and the application is there, and sometimes it looks like it isn't, but it's fear. It's not the fact they don't want it or they're not trying, but sometimes, from a punter's point of view, it looks like they're not trying. I can assure you, no footballer goes out not to try. It's just the fear in the bodies that stop them from playing or wanting the ball. But they don't need to have that.
Because that was perhaps the surprising thing on Saturday against Accrington, that there was quite a flat feel about the game early on, and for such an important game, both sides were a bit flat. I thought.
They were. It was a tense game, wasn't it? It was a game that was always going to ride on, probably on a decision that we didn't get. Ultimately, we didn't get the decision that would have turned the game in our favour, and we just turned off for a minute, a split second, even not a minute. A minute's a lifetime in football. We turned off for a split second, didn't get tight enough, conceded. But it's from both, isn't it? The crowd needs something to feed off, and the players need something to feed off. So if we could, you know, if the players can give the crowd something, and the crowd can give the players something, then that's the perfect combination. Neither of the two mixed on Saturday, I don't think. I thought everything was quiet to start with, and the players didn't give the fans enough to go at, so it remained quiet.
And that's something could be a speculative shot from 30 yards, or a
tackle, cross, header, something that the crowd see is positive, and that's what I wanted. I tried all last week to say, look, it's man for man. You're up against your own man. You go and be better than him. I tried to take the mystery out for the players and say, don't worry so much about it. Go and be better than your man. 4-4-2 against 4-4-2. Ultimately, it could have gone either way, but did we do enough to win it? Perhaps not.
So, final question, back to tomorrow night, and all the things you've just said. Be better than your man. Win your individual battles. I presume it's the same script tomorrow. Yeah,
slightly different. We're going for a slightly different shape that promotes us passing the ball more, lumping the ball aimlessly when you haven't got firepower is aimless. You know, we haven't got a player that can be a Rene Howe or a Tim Sills, because they're the sort of players that get headers and knockdowns from awful delivery and can pin in and back in and do those sorts of things. We've got young lads and small strikers. That's what we have in, because we've either not been able to afford the lads that have gone to other clubs, or they've not wanted to come down. So we work with what we've got and try and play to their strengths, because there's some really good players, but fight balls probably aren't what they're going to produce good results from.
And first goal's everything, isn't it?
First goal's massive. And but for an horrific decision on Saturday, it should have been our first goal. I think we probably put him under enough pressure to warrant a goal through whatever means, and it should have been a penalty. Didn't get it. If you get that, it turns. The players raise themselves. The fans are happier. So we have to be on the front foot and score the first goal. In saying that, I said to the lads after game, even a scrappy point, a point's a point. Just don't concede when it's a bad game. And as I say, we didn't. We turned off, and it's my job to get the lads to concentrate tomorrow night for 90 minutes, 95 minutes, whatever it takes.